Devansh Agarwal is a proficient debater and boy in charge of the English Debating Society, and he has pursued debating throughout his tenure at the Doon School. In his B Form, he was appointed as Secretary of the Junior English Debating Society, where he played an integral role in attracting younger students to this activity, his efforts culminating in a considerable increase in the Society's membership. He represented the school at the 59th Annual Chakrabarti Memorial Debates this year, where he was adjudged the most promising speaker of the tournament. In recognition of his contributions to English debating over the years, he was recently awarded Debating Colours for this activity as well. In addition to debating, Devansh has keen interest in writing and playing squash. He is currently the editor of The Weekly, the school's flagship publication, and editor-in-chief of the Vibgyo, the school's arts journal. He was also the Secretary General of the Doon School Model UN this year, and is the current House Captain of Kashmir House. Mr. Devansh Agarwal.
Ladies and gentlemen, I must admit I am a little bit unnerved by the gross description of the school that we've been getting from Side Proposition today. I must admit also that it's the first time I've heard an alumni of the school compare the school itself to a restroom and a prison. Ladies and gentlemen, never before have I been so grateful for socials, and never before have I felt that the previous students of the school have been quarantined from the opposite gender, and that is perhaps why they are giving you such a bifurcated view today. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Firstly, brandishing the champion of change, who was the second speaker of Side Proposition. He said that change is absolutely necessary and we must be the people who bring that change about. And it reminded me of an interesting quote. Growth for the sake of growth is the mentality of the cancer cell, and today, change for the sake of change is the mentality of members of Side Proposition. And it's to that end that I will begin my constructive case, ladies and gentlemen. As the second speaker of Side Opposition today, I will be arguing on completely pragmatic grounds and have nothing to do with whatever form of sexist brandishing that Side Proposition would have you believe Side Opposition is propagating today. What I am going to argue is the fact that opening our gates to girls would harm the interest of both the women who will be admitted to this institution, as well as the people who are already a part of this institution. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, let me first elaborate on a core and crucial point that they have left out when they were speaking about the school's ethos. A part of our ethos deals with academic excellence and academic pristine, ladies and gentlemen. We, with our teachers, try to cater to the academic need of each and every individual student. And today, Side Proposition says that by opening our gates to girls, equality will be achieved. After all, men and women will be studying in the same institution as they will be. However, what it does not guarantee is that that same academic excellence will be given out by the teachers of the school if men and women were in the same classroom. And to that end, I quote the following statistics, ladies and gentlemen. Equality of condition, which is saying that men and women get to study in the same institution, does not mean equality of opportunity. And in today's debate, equality of opportunity holds a far, far more valuable state. And allow me to explain this in a little more depth. Research carried out by the National Institute of Mental Health, which comprises 829 scans over 387 subjects from people ranging at the age of 3 to 27-year-olds for both male and females, states, and I quote, "There is a gross disparity between the needs of men and women, especially in the classroom for the ages of 12 to 18, owing to the physiological changes that is carried out in the brain during this adolescent period of growth. And it is owing to this growth that any form of academic teaching that is imparted to both these people, both these genders within the same classroom is completely futile." And to this, of course, my most worthy opponents are going to come up and say that what about the co-ed schools? Are you trying to tell me that the co-ed schools are not working just as well as the single-sex schools? Another interesting fact, ladies and gentlemen, there are 540 public schools in the United States of America, of which 95 are particularly single-sex schools. The 445 schools which do offer co-educational curriculums also offer single-sex classrooms. And the reason they offer single-sex classrooms is because they recognize that single-sex classrooms have a certain academic edge. Therefore, we are not arguing merely on tradition, ladies and gentlemen. We are arguing on solid fact and academic backing. The reason that we would not have women in this institution is owing to the fact that it would, to a certain intent, harm the ethos of academic excellence that existed. And it is unfair to expect women to be happy with the fact that they came here expecting academic excellence, but will have to settle for mediocrity. Now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to move on to the second and also came here and attempted to demonize the institution by stating that we would be so gracious as to give women the education that they have been being denied by opening the doors of one of the best institutions in India to them. I couldn't help but notice a slightly charitable tone that had been adopted by members of Side Proposition. It was almost as if they were handing down this education to women, and this is something that members of Side Opposition as feminists are not happy with, because there already exist institutions which are just as good, if not better, than the Doon School, offering education solely for women. And yes, there are women who are doing better than us. Therefore, for them to hand down this education to women is everything including sexist, ladies and gentlemen. And it is owing to this that we as members of Side Opposition will not agree to their stance. And now, to conclude, I will read you with an interesting fact. Montgomery Bell Academy is one of the most prestigious single-sex boys' school in the world, and recently they were offered $160 million to convert to a co-educational institute. The headmaster was quoted saying, "We politely refused." Now, ladies and gentlemen, in light of this, if an institution, a single-sex institution, can turn down an offer of $150 million, I believe today as a House, we can turn down the mere rhetoric of Side Proposition. It is with that that I make my case. Thank you.